How are y'all doing today? This is Wrestle Riffs. My name is John, and I've got something for you. As the kids say, somebody come get this man. Alberto Del Rio, what is going on with him? Can somebody make sense of this for me? He was recently let out of jail on a domestic violence case against his wife in Mexico. And recently he was at a wrestling event. And I'm going to put up the video so you can see it. Let's just get into it right now. Here is Alberto Del Rio at a wrestling event, and this was on May 1st in Monterrey. This was a tribute show to his father, Dos Caras, and there was a moment involving LA Park. Here's what happened. Just take a look at this.
Alberto, yo pienso que es mujer. Pégale.
Now, if you're like me and did not pay attention in Spanish class, here is what he said courtesy of El Panchitas on X. Alberto, I think it's a woman, hit her. And it goes on to add context to the situation. That was the remark LA Park tossed out during a recent event where he shared the ring with Alberto, the wrestler who remains under legal proceedings in San Luis Potosi for the alleged crime of repeated domestic violence. Now, if you saw the news video we put out on Pro Wrestling Central, we did go over a little bit of the situation that Del Rio's currently in. I'll give you a quick recap. It says here, courtesy of Ringside News, according to the report, lawyers representing the accuser, his partner Mary Carmen Rodriguez, are currently analyzing whether Del Rio's conduct at the wrestling event could be considered a violation of the precautionary measures imposed by the judge when he was released on April 11th. And like it's been stated, this stems from a domestic violence case. He was arrested. He recently got out, and he is under strict supervision, strict judicial supervision. Now, in the article that I referenced, it doesn't explicitly state you can't go to a wrestling event and make fun of the allegation against you, but it's not a good look. And also, what is Del Rio doing not only grabbing this guy's man boobs, but also grabbing his wiener? Is this just something they do in Lucha Libre? I'm not trying to blaspheme Lucha Libre. Maybe I don't know, but I remember in AEW, remember that match that Rush had with Jungle Boy where he just beat the tar out of him before Jungle Boy had that 4 Pillars match for the AEW World title with Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and MJF, right? That was the match leading into the pay-per-view. Jungle Boy was supposed to look good, and Rush just did not play ball, just beat the absolute garbage out of him. Beat him like he owed him money. And during that match, Rush just grabs his wiener. Grabs Jungle Boy's wiener, and Taz is even like, oh, a cup check. Like, he's baffled at what he just saw. But then when I listened to Keeping It 100, Conan's like, yeah, he grabbed his wiener. He treated it as if he's seen it a million times. Yeah, you do that sometimes, You check and make sure it's still there. Yeah, okay. You got one. I just want to make sure you have it. Now that I've confirmed you have one, why don't you fight me like a man? I will say this. I've never gotten into a physical altercation where it escalated into throwing fist, into a match of fisticuffs, if you will. But I would certainly be very concerned if before, hold on a second, let me just make sure. Okay, yep, you've got one. I do too if you want to check mine. Okay, here we go. Nevertheless, once again, somebody come get this man. What is he doing? I think it's cool if you want to pay tribute to your father under different circumstances. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, your father was a wrestling legend. You come from a wrestling family. You want to pay tribute to him on a show, make some money. That's all well and good. But to do, for lack of a better term, a skit making fun of the domestic violence allegations against you is pretty absurd, when also, this isn't the first time. There were domestic dispute allegations whenever he was with Paige, or if you remember from AEW, Saraya. And then he's had some trouble. Okay, Del Rio's had some trouble. Then in 2017, there was that airport altercation. It was widely publicized. It wasn't a criminal conviction, but he ended up being released from WWE. There was a violation of a wellness policy because he refused to comply with the drug test. He's had some issues. None of us are perfect, but that's where we saw some issues there with the whole thing with him and Paige. They were both at the time taking shots at WWE. They're in a relationship. People were thinking there was domestic violence. Nothing was ever confirmed from my recollection. If you remember something different, correct me in the comments. But then we move on to May of 2020. This was in Texas, in San Antonio. He was arrested on allegations involving a former partner. The charges were sexual assault, aggravated kidnapping, and other assault-related charges. And there were serious claims of violence during that period. He ended up getting bail. Case went through the indictment stage. The charges were dropped in December 2021 due to a lack of a witness and testimony issues. So there was no conviction, but obviously that tarnished his reputation. I remember reporting on that when it came out and I saw the sexual assault. I'm like, okay, I remember the thing with Paige. I could see that. But then I saw the kidnapping, and I think that's because he had her kids in the car. He was leaving. I don't remember exactly. Don't quote me on that in particular. The point I'm making with referencing this is that there's a history here. If you're accused by one person, all right, maybe we can give you the benefit of the doubt. We hear something's going on with Paige. It's just hearsay. Might want to look into that. Maybe there's something there. Maybe there isn't. We could give you the benefit of the doubt. Then you get another case. Okay, I'm starting to doubt your credibility here. I'm leaning towards you potentially being an abuser. Now, here we go. You've been arrested in Mexico. And from the testimony of neighbors, this had been going on for a while. The neighbors where he lived had heard them screaming and breaking stuff constantly. So this was a toxic relationship, to say the least. And it looks as though we know who the problem was. We seem to have a great indication who the primary aggressor is in this domestic violence case, and that's Alberto Del Rio. And now we see him at a tribute show to his father. If he wanted to just do a tribute show to his father, I almost said deceased father, and now I'm wondering if I said it previously. His dad is not dead. Let's keep that in mind. But if he wanted to do a tribute show to his father, make a little extra money, see the boys again, get in the ring, whatever he wants to do, all right. Not the greatest look to have him on a show, potentially with other women, around other women, and even if there's no women there, to promote someone who has a history of abuse is just highly suspect. It is not a good look at best. At worst, it's a bad move, and now whatever ragtag group put this show on, it just looks bad. No one should have agreed to be involved in this. It's just a horrible look. But it's one thing to do that show despite all of the accusations against you, the current charges against you, but then to make light of it, and LA Park was involved in this too. Everyone that ahead of time knew this was going to happen and willingly took part in it should be ashamed. This is just a horrible look. The downfall of Alberto Del Rio. This guy was a WWE champion, and now he's doing a tribute show and making fun of the fact that he's a woman abuser, in all likelihood. It's sickening. It's very odd, and I can't help but smile because this dude just grabbed someone else's junk in an arena full of people. He grabbed his man boobs and grabbed his wiener. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's not a woman. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, the allegations against me. Ho, ho, ho. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh, I'm just so playful. Oh, I'm just having such a good time making fun of these allegations against me, making fun of the fact that I did a bunch of horrible stuff to the woman that I alleged to have loved. It's just a mess. Like I said, somebody that is still in Alberto's life, I assume he's got family. He's got somebody to look after him. Someone that's not a yes man, someone that's not a friend that'll go along with it, someone that is not an enabler. Tell him to stop. Somebody come get this man. Bring him home. Get through this legal proceeding. And then if you're found innocent, if by a miracle it's found that there's no wrongdoing, then all right, I guess go back to what you were doing. But don't take shots at a potential victim, your wife. It's just sickening. Someone needs to do something about this. And I just can't help but laugh that he grabbed a dude's junk in front of everybody. Like, what is up with that? What is going on? What do you guys think about this situation? What were your thoughts when you saw the video? I couldn't help but laugh. And then I read the translation and I felt a little disgusted by it, knowing the context behind it. What do you think Alberto should do? Hopefully a friend sits him down. That's my take on it. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Be sure to subscribe. I'm going to try to upload daily to this channel, Wrestle Riffs. I've got a lot of ideas for content. If you have ideas for me, hit me up in the comments. Tell me what you want to hear, what you want me to talk about, any ideas, any criticisms. I am open to all of it. And if you haven't, also check out Pro Wrestling Central. We do a news video every day over there. So if you want a daily news video, no spin, no BS, no opinions to it, just the news, what's going on that day, be sure to check out Pro Wrestling Central and subscribe over there. And if you want to hear some of my opinions and takes, go ahead and subscribe to Wrestle Riffs today. All right. It's been fun talking to you. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully, with another video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.